The Medical College Admission Test is an 8-hour exam and constitutes a very large portion of your medical school application. It is composed of 4 sections: the general chemistry and physics, critical analysis and reasoning, biochemistry and biology, and behavioral science section. It can be taken up to 3 times in 1 year, 4 times in 2 years, and 7 times within your life. And this is what I learned by scoring above a 90th percentile. To set context, although I graduated early with a biochemistry degree, I was still working as a high school teacher, acting as president of the Engineers in Medicine Club, volunteering at the Children's Hospital, working on the first and second engineering projects associated with the Children's Hospital, and developing a podcast. Needless to say, I had plenty on my hand while embarking on this journey. I started studying for the MCATs by going through the Kaplan biology and physics books at the same time. After a certain point, I started regularly experiencing headaches, and I really had to motivate myself to push forward.
It's 12:41. I'm going to finish my first 2 Kaplan books. It is September 27th, 2020. Remember this date. This is a momentous date in history. I feel like every single page I turn is one step closer to being a surgeon. So, that's really cool.
Then it was time for my first diagnostic MCAT exam. I felt extremely anxious and terrified that I was going to get a horrible score. As a result, I started going through all the material I had stored in my head hours before I took the exam.
Oh my goodness. You know, it wasn't that bad. Before you started, 8 hours sounds daunting. It wasn't that bad. I don't know, the MCATs feel weird to me. Like, they're hard questions. But, it's not as daunting as you'd think. I don't know.
On my first practice exam, I got a 512, scoring roughly an 86th percentile. The score provided me a lot of confidence because I was expecting to increase by several points, and I had already gotten close to my dream score of a 514. This completely shifted my studying habits, and I started using Anki flashcards instead of reading through the materials, and this is where I started depreciating. So, I am going to take the 8-hour practice exam for the second time, which is going to be great. This was my second exam, and I ended up getting a 511. I started feeling a little worried at this point, but not too much, and I thought maybe I just got a lower score because of some confounding variable. And so I kept on studying with the Anki flashcards and kept on skimming through the material. And despite my attempts to improve, I got an even worse score of 508. This was extremely worrying for me, but I took the chance to learn from my failure, and I immediately transitioned back into my old studying habits. I had studied for several months up until this point, and the test was less than a month away. I felt like I had literally wasted the last several months doing nothing. But I felt that a month to study all the material was doable. With all that being said, I hit the books again and started studying as diligently as I could.
Oh my gosh, I did it. I freaking did it.
Bro, I'm about to take a shower right now. I'm gonna take a long bath. No, just a shower. I don't want to take a bath. I'm gonna take a shower.
This was the first time that I actually started improving from the 512 to a 515, and I honestly felt so good. I finally felt like all my work was actually doing something. And although I had a month left, I felt fully confident that I could push through. I took my last practice exam a week before the actual exam. I didn't record myself at all since I wanted to really focus, but I ended up getting a 517, which is roughly 95th percentile. The night before the exam, I had gone over 1,000 pages of notes, and then I started sleeping around 1. As I laid in my bed, I told myself to enjoy this moment because I would ace this exam and never have a chance to take it again. And I ended up sleeping within the hour. At this point, I had still yet to review behavioral science, but I felt that simply being exposed to the material would have been good enough for the day of the exam, and I ended up driving to my friend who was sleeping over at a hotel near the exam site.
Dude, I mean, think. So Servando and I slept over last night.
No, we didn't.
Yo, this is so jank. We're getting ready for the test. Well, look, the one thing I wanted to note is like, look at my MCAT book
What'd you do?
and look at Servando's, dude. These are all so clean.
What'd you do to your book?
Bro, I studied it. That's what happened. Alright, so we are currently eating some Chick-fil-A before the test. Ooh, Arnold Palmer.
Dude, I'm gonna still study because I have like certain things where I'm like a little confused on. You can throw it in the back so you don't get it dirty.
You said throw it in the bag.
Yo, give me my food, man. I'm hungry.
I forgot I was being recorded. What's the 5,000? Pretty delicious.
I'm gonna ask you some questions, brother.
Stop playing. We're gonna get shot here.
No, we're not.
You crazy?
Bro, how are you feeling for the MCAT?
I'm terrified. What do you mean? There's always the chance that somebody's gonna do better than me. But then again, that means there's also the chance that somebody's gonna do worse than me. And that's what keeps me going. As long as I ain't last.
That's a dumb reason, bro.
What?
And after a grueling 8 hours, it was done.
I feel good about it. I actually feel good about it. I don't know why I feel good about it. I think I did good. Who knows? I'm ecstatic though, because we're done. And I don't think I did horrible, so we'll see how it goes.
Except the worst part was yet to come. The wait.
So, it is February 8th, 11:37. Roughly half a year's worth of studying, of gritting my teeth, of having tension within my relationships and what have you. It's all culminating up to this point where I'm reaching this infinitesimally small tangent on that activation energy curve, right? I'm reaching that transition state. And if I do good, I go forward. I gain locomotion and I ultimately end up making my product. I go through that transition state into a different transition into my life, right? Or I don't do good enough and I just go back and I just have to start pushing forward again. I have to redo it. I have to just grit my teeth and be like, okay, let's go. I like high stress environments. What I do not like is sitting on my hand. Namely because it's bad for your circulation. That was a bad joke. And namely, actually, because I don't like not being able to do anything. I don't like being stagnant. The reason why I'm uploading this is not to just complain, because I think complaining is a waste of time, but I wanted to vent out and be transparent, right? I don't want this to be a cutthroat field. More people in medicine is a good thing. More people who are pursuing educations, who are pursuing their dreams and living happier lives, and in return making other people's lives happier, is just a positive product that I would like to be a part of. And I feel like being transparent about struggles, being able to comfort people about the emotional side of all of this is very important. Right now, I feel like doo-doo. Like, this is not fun for me to go through and just be like, I can't do anything for a month until I get my score back. And that wait is excruciatingly painful. We'll see what the score is tomorrow.
Regardless, it was finally time to get my score.
Okay. MCAT score.
Are you scared?
I'm terrified. Oh. Wait, what's my overall? Total score? It was a 515. Dude, behavioral science, I got wrecked, but I got 90th percentile in bio, 90th percentile in critical analysis, 97th percentile in chemical and physical,
MCAT total.
91st percentile. That was not the score that I wanted. Damn.
It's, oh my god.
Bro, I could have gone better if I had better behavioral science. Oh, this is so frustrating. Oh, whatever. It's okay. It's okay. I just can't believe I did worse than my... Whatever.
It's still a good grade.
Overall, I would definitely say that I am disappointed and I don't feel too happy with my score. I hope I don't come off as insensitive or ridiculous or psychotic for not being happy with the score that I have. I just know that I could have done better and I always want to push myself. The biggest thing I've gotten from this test is not my score. As cheesy and preachy as that may sound, it is a lesson, which is no matter how many hours you spend, no matter how much material you go through, no matter how many marks you've checked off on your to-do list, if you're not ready, you're not ready. And you need to do whatever it takes to get ready. After I got a 512, I felt very complacent and I felt that I was able to coast, just do flashcards, relax a bit, and then just cruise through the MCATs. That was the furthest thing from the truth. Even though everyone says Anki flashcards is what's going to help you because of maintenance rehearsal, that actually ended up really jeopardizing my success for the MCATs. And I ended up having a smaller time frame to study for the MCAT material than I originally thought I would have had, simply because 3 of the 5 months that I was studying for it, I was not studying for it the way that I study for it, which is to read the material, draw pictures, illustrate, what have you. Don't care what everyone else is doing. Do what you do. Do what you know works for you. For those that are currently taking the MCATs or are going to take the MCATs, I wish you the best of luck. For those of you who aren't able to afford MCAT course material or tutorials or tutors or what have you, I'm currently developing a non-comprehensive MCAT tutorial or course on our Asclepius podcast, so be on the lookout for that. All the proceeds from the podcast will be donated directly to the Children's Hospital or indirectly to the Children's Hospital projects, where we develop curriculum and apparatuses for children to learn STEM and ultimately just have a bit of fun. In addition, my friend is currently developing an MCAT course that will either be free or very inexpensive, and all the proceeds towards that website will be used to further develop the website or be used to purchase UWorld and MCAT material for students that can't afford them, like scholarships. I am currently tasked with illustrating some of those drawings that we use to teach the curriculum. Regardless, I hope you all stay curious, and I wish you all the best of luck.